Hello everybody, my name is Mollicus and welcome to another Red Dusk video. So this mod is based on how the Soviet Union manages to survive essentially through 2000s. So the game starts in the 2000s and it's a pretty fun mod. There is a lot of content and I'm sure it's probably going to get many updates in the future. Remember guys, if you like the video, remember to like and subscribe to the channel guys. It will help me, continue to grow, and we might be able to reach 1k by the end of the year. Today we're going to play the Soviet Union under Gennady Yanyev. Yeah, it's been less than 10 years of that fateful day, August 19th, 1991, when those tanks rolled into Moscow. Nobody knew that we would be changing history. Nobody understood the gravity of the situation at hand, of the unfolding events that would change the very course of Russia's path. The day that it all went down, and that week that followed, would come to define us. Our glorious Union, define our situation for the foreseeable future. It was the August coup. Our forces were moved with great haste and swift prejudice. We couldn't watch as our glorious motherland died. We wouldn't stand by and watch as it all came apart. And so we did any reasonable man would do in such situations. We took charge of the problem at hand, and we struck it down. By dusk, the morning after. New morning, new millennium. Okay, quite the dialogue here. Our biggest failure. How could the monolith that was our glorious communist society fail? The greatest, freest, most fair system in the world. Well, as it turns out, throwing a government bureaucracy through a military coup that replaces the entire strata of said bureaucracy with new faces primarily based on yes men and political affluence, there's a good bit of slowing down to be had. When Gorbachev first took office, I'm not reading all that. Okay, so we have a few events here. Our economy is not too good, political balance is not too good, and global order is also not too good. Field report. The Union undergone many reforms, changes in both positive and negative forms. It was a tough time, but we marched on. After extensive investigations in the 1990s, the enemy of the state had been found and removed, except Michael Gorbachev, as he is considered to no longer be a threat of the stability of the Union. Okay, so I'm gonna, meet you guys like down here, because this is, takes a while to go through all this. Another event. Again, you can read this if you want to. It's meetings of okay, and where giants swamp Moscow hovels. Okay, so we don't want to do this, and we don't want to boost a militarist faction. We don't want to do that. So I'm gonna say, don't they already have enough? And then another event on how we beat the Nazis, I suppose. The only question is, how long can we keep it this way? The economy has never been as bad as it is now. Even during the beginning of the Patriotic War, it was not as bad. Blockades, sanctions and economic wars have been imposed on us by the West for over 50 years now, all of them with one goal, to cripple us. Sad to say, it appears that they are working. The Union's only future is to either reform or vanish. Our over-militarized economy is no help either. As much as we can show our teeth to the West, if we cannot take care of our people first, it will lead us to disaster. We only have to reform our Union, or people, or it will not last. The capitalists will pay. And we got the rising dissident. Okay, I will see. Are you fine, Mr. Democracy? So how are things in the world? Let's have a look. Dan Quayle in presidency. Gene, I don't know who that guy is. They hate us already. Okay, we got a communist Ethiopia. I suppose we can support that. Is that Albania? No, it isn't. Looks like Albania. From a distance, I guess. Alright, cool. The communists won in Ethiopia. Well, they don't look communist. I thought the communists won, but now they're no longer communists. Did I not win that? Am I not supposed to... Which side were I supposed to support in that war? So confused. Am I not supposed to support the communist side? EPSU has many issues, perhaps too many to even list, but there are a few key ones that seem to come up on the surface of Congress. Lack of stability, Marxism-Leninism, lack of reforms, etc. Yanyev has to address these problems one way or another. So we're going to go for, the KGB one. The one which boosts KGB support, I think. Yeah, it's this one. Okay. Party lack of control, so we're going to go for that one. This isn't working. This is bad. For almost a decade, Yanyev's tried it again and again to keep the country afloat. While he's managed to stop it from collapsing, we cannot say that the future looks bright. Attempted coup in Yugoslavia. That's, I suppose that's like your usual stuff, I guess. Democracy victory in 2000s. Still the same, aren't you, America? Yeah, that was really confusing. Were I not supposed to let the communists win in that civil war? I don't think I were. But that makes no sense. Destiny awaits the USSR. Okay. Yanyev is just gone. Is replaced by a flag. Okay, Pavlov becomes leader. And look at that guy's chin. Party meeting. Okay, now we got Vladimir. Vladimir. So yeah, I'm gonna, I have to go all the way down here. So I'm gonna be here a while. Vladimir Putin elected as General Secretary of CPSU. Today in a shocking... I can't read this. Today in a shocking turn of events, the government of the Soviet Union announced that the 10th leader of the USSR and new General Secretary of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union is the KGB Director Vladimirovich Putin. Unexpected but not impossible. KGB being his sword and his connections being his shield. Mysterious and secretive man whom outside USSR not much information about him. Okay. Anyway, we're getting nationalistic demands, so we're gonna go for that. Nationalists opposite pole to what we are communists represent both in words, symbol and actions. But in our republics, and especially in Russia, there are many such groups which are supported by people. Therefore, we should turn our back on Lenin for this time. After all, this is for the sake of stability, isn't it? Now we're going to bribe everyone. Secretary General Putin is ready to give a speech to our people, touching on various topics from Red glorious days of revolution. Okay. Whatever. EKCHP. And then incriminate Pugov or Yazov. I think I'm going to do Pugov, to be honest. Sign an agreement with Vietnam to lease Camaran ports for a period of 25 years, but that agreement is about to expire. Wait, we have a port down here? Where? America has come to us to request for help in dealing with Taliban rule in Afghanistan. They propose a joint invasion of the country to get rid of terrorists and stabilize the world after the terrorist attacks on the United States. By agreeing to support, we can sail on the future of Afghanistan once the war is over. Report 362. Okay, what? Thanks to a joint invasion by two of the biggest superpowers in the world, Taliban's fallen, Afghanistan lay occupied by the coalition. Okay. Looks like we only need one more superpower to take down Afghans. We got any succumbent? Esports Alta? That's 2 divs. We still got so many more divisions. It's I'm gonna have to go to the north because it looks like Hungary is struggling a bit. Looks like the Hungary army is, well, there's quite a few divisions there. Yeah, it's not good. Opposition silence once and for all. So now we can increase the General Secretary's powers. Yes, I'm just gonna hold like this. The Hungarians probably lost this, guys. I really tried. Since Putin's been in government, many things have changed. The union has become increasingly stronger, such as selection of directive KGB, the plans of its reorganization, and public denouncements of whatever that thing is. And finally, the internal political reforms of our country, with the already drafted new constitution. In a couple of years, the government managed to start 2 very important eras for modern Soviet history. Yep, and Ukraine has gone up. We will liberate Kiev again like we did in 43. Okay, I have to deal with this. We'll be in Kiev in 3 days. It'll be fine. Okay, that's a ridiculous casualty. 183,000 people died in that damn war. Failed uprising in Kiev. We tried our best to negotiate with these rebelling states to peacefully reunite the motherland so we can live in harmony and peace again. They don't like the idea of that and they rejected all our proposals with strongly worded letters redirected to Moscow. If they only understand us when we come knocking on their gates in tanks, then so be it. Yep, so we've invaded the former SSRs and we've advanced quite quickly already. Over here ain't going so hot though. Okay, we defeated Latvia, we defeated Armenia, we just got Azerbaijan. Latvia, a tragedy. What left is Latvia is a pile of waste. Okay, this takes up like the entire screen. That's an interesting event. I have to look at that after. Okay, so we got the 31st Congress, and this is quite an important event, which I do not want to mess up. So, I will, vote against. They voted against us. And the end begins. Begin the contingency plan. The Great Conspiracy. Something's not right. Things are too off for it to be considered coincidence. There is dissent and disobedience. There are traitors amongst the ranks, and Putin knows this well. Whether it be the hardliners, okay, there's a lot to read. The Great Conspiracy ends only with the utter destruction of criminals that betray the motherland. The storm before the flood. The phone's been ringing the entire morning, almost non-stop and with good reason. The sole thing Zyuganov feared had already begun. Putin is clearly clearing the party. Recent happenings in the CPSU Congress made sure to symbolize that the party was finally giving away under pressure. And these corrupt schemes of Putin and KGB clique didn't help either, yet this reaction was not expected. Since the morning, more than 13 party members who have all been aligned with Zyuganov and the Conservatives have been arrested. A neutral Soviet faction. That's pretty radical if you ask me. All eyes on the right. The Liberal Democratic Party of Russia is not liberal, not democratic, and hell, they aren't even a real party, but they managed to become powerful enough to the point where they are now considered a threat to Putin's interests. It appears our efforts at eliminating traitors within our socialist state was not good enough. Despite the help of the KGB and the rats within, they've outmaneuvered us at every turn, which now prompts us to extreme measures for the sake of the Union. Indo-China war escalates. Okay. Vietnam's got involved now. I can't get involved. Iraq's declared war on Syria. Yeah, this world's just going crazy, and I'm going crazy in this world. And Siberia is left in the dark. Croatia's about to go to war with Yugoslavia. What's everything's blowing up at once? Global economic crash. Oh, this is so bad. So, the General Secretary Vladimir Putin is looking out of one of the Kremlin's many windows. He could see columns of tanks, soldiers and trucks lining the street of Moscow. When the request for explanation was handed down to command on the Moscow garrison, there was no response. Air was tense and something seemed off. Many knew it. It became clear as the fire spread that the General Secretary had underestimated the determination of the conservative parts of the party to restore order. Already by noon, gunfire rings throughout the city as hundreds clash on the streets, across the rooftops as well as room-to-room fighting with tanks smashing through the barricades. Battle lines become unclear as many buildings set alight. They remained uncertain as Moscow burned. Finally at sunset the battle ended and collapsed government. We were getting led by a chair. Okay. Battle of Moscow. While there was many speculations about the ongoing developments in the Soviet Union, most didn't come close to the actual situation in the streets of the Union's capital. Repeating the exact same scenes in August 1991, the army began taking control, only to met with barricades and gunfire. The outcome of the rightful name, the Battle of Moscow, as well as status of the Soviet leader, Vladimir Putin, remains unclear. So, no one must have won Moscow. Moscow, okay. Hello, does anyone read this? If this happens to be my last message, we'll attempt to push towards Moscow and regroup with RP. Okay. Oh, my game's just frozen. As the Soviet factions begin to solidify, there must be one to go to. Okay, so we can stay here. We can go to Belarus. Right. Draft chilled. Okay, this is insane. I gotta go for State of Eurasia. Like, look at that. Look at that guy. You can't not go with Eurasia. Eurasian spirit. When you Endurasian people have a spirit that shines with the hope of the future, the newly founded state animates them to love their culture and heritage. Okay. Are we at war with the South? Yeah, we are at war with the South. Okay. 15 divisions. Okay, so we've got Nikolai Kalemnikov or something. I think we only have one general. I can't, wait. Yeah, there we go. We have one general. Civil war in Soviet Union. Okay, so just a random, like, warlord faction in Russia there. Kazakhstan declare war on Soviet emergency government. Soviet reclamation government. I know we're killing our own people, but like, come on, we can't push. Oh my no, we lost the division. 98%, 99%, oh my god, just cap. 100%, yes! I think that's a... Come on, this is your capping, yes, there we go. We got all their divs too. I wish we could attack, like, look, we just got one division on the front over here. We could just march into Zaolost and take everything. If we draft children, that's just gonna end our economy. Wait, so if Russian state owns Volgograd, I can declare war on the other Russia, I think. I don't know. Okay, so because of the anti-communist which won, we got a free civ and a free mill. That's cool. Just look at Russia. Like, it's just all in red. And then... Wait, South China's actually winning this. No way. UN mandate for North Korea. Okay, United Nations Administration. Alright. Okay, Russian state declares war. Okay. So they declare war before I did, so they did it first. Hey, we're both through. Cool. Cool, China my fall. China my fall. I wonder if we can get a second coup in China. Because the invasion of Korea is failing. Again. Okay, North is falling, but Korea has a problem in the South still, so... I don't know, man. Good on you, I guess. You've got your focuses elsewhere. Republic of Korea has issued a global statement declaring the last North Korean and Chinese soldiers being pushed out from the peninsula because of the Ula River. Okay. Yet again, China has lost that war, so yeah, I don't think they're going to be too pleased about losing 3 million men for nothing. They're going to probably get very angry, and I can see China getting couped or the CCP just collapsing. I know one thing, and I will tell you a secret, that if Russia is saved, then only the Eurasian power and only through Eurasianism. Lev Gumilev, binding continents. When the first bullets of the Soviet Civil War were shot and the country collapsed into anarchy, few believed we would see a united union, or at least Russia, in the next decade. However, history has proven these beliefs incorrect. Even with all its lands, Russia is from now on just an ancient memory. Only newly unified land today, neither the white, blue, red tricolour nor the hammer and sickle stand, but the flag of Eurasia is hoisted. A new and radical change has replaced the anarchy of downfall of Putin's Soviet Union, and the man behind it is a former Soviet dissident, Alexander Dugin. Known for his theory that combined ideologies of communism, Russian nationalism and Eurasianism, Dugin has finally lived to see his dream realized. As a new nation of Eurasia rises, this development is not yet imagined by many, has been welcomed with concern and fear as the newly reunited nation intentions and ideology remain secretive. So I got to deal with a certain little pesky nation to my left, so yep, I'll be dealing with that quite quickly. Everything I need to take every single tile to capitulate the nation, well, apart from one, but still. Now we need to reorganize Ukraine, which I don't know what that button does, but it does something. Georgian soil and the Baku oil, so yeah, I'll be doing that. Okay, Azerbaijan's down. Now we take down Armenia. Damn, I hate the peace conferences. Okay, Georgia dealt with. There we are, the state of Eurasia. Now we have our fuel back, or our oil rather. Yep, so now we are invading Finland. So yeah, there we go, state of Eurasia grows larger. Alright, so this is Eurasia so far. I suppose we could, integrate Yugoslavia too. So we'll bring Yugoslavia into the fold as well, I'm sure. Declared on Yugoslavia too. There we go, Eurasia, yay. I'm gonna call that. I mean, that was pretty fun, but I think there's other paths I think I'd like to go now. Anyway guys, that was the Red Dusk mod, so make sure you guys check it out. It's on Steam Workshop. It's not quite on, the top anymore, but if you search for it, you'll be able to find it. So go to Hearts of Iron 4 Workshop, and then If Tools Workshop, so you go on there, and then you subscribe to the item, then you can add it to your playset when you're in the launcher. Yeah, so all the laws here, like what if the August coup succeeds, and there's various features. You can even get in touch with the dev team. There's a lot to offer here, and I'm sure the next few updates are gonna have a lot more content, and it's gonna expand the mod a lot more. I'm thinking like countries, you know, focuses for the EU or something, or like it can break away from NATO and stuff. I don't know. Just day 4, I suppose. Anyway, I'll leave off here, guys. I hope you've really enjoyed this video.